Good morning, this is Bruce and welcome to my shop on this going to be a lovely Saturday morning. I think it's going to be up to 30°C today. A couple of things for this morning. One, I'm going to show you a bit about getting a cylinder piston off the cylinder. Secondly, I've got some viewer appreciation, and thirdly, I had a visit from the state manager of Nitto Kohki this week, and he bought me a present. So without further ado, I'll pan into the first item. I'll just swing around and bring her down. Over so I can see it. Yeah, so what we have here is a ram from a crane. We've got 4 of these, and this bush end is screwed on, and there's a female thread in the ram, and then on the other end, and you can see. On the other end we have the piston head. Now those were reluctant to come off for the client who does it all the time. So what I've ended up doing is welding this bar onto the end of it. Now it took several. Bloody thing going up. It took several tries before I managed to get this. I heated it up and smacked it here with a hammer, and the welds broke. I didn't want to do too much welding. That was after I'd heated it up to 250°C. So I had a second go, that also broke. So then I welded these very substantial welds in there, and heated it up to about 270°C. And with a couple of very smart smacks with my copper hammer, it broke the connection, and we'll be able to spin it off. So I've welded. I've done the same here. I've welded the bar onto this end, and then later on I'll be heating that one up and removing it. And then I've got 2 with this section, with this end section here. Sorry about that. I'll have 2 with these to take off as well. These are quite unique. These are from a Hiab crane, truck crane, and they're quite unique in the fact that they're screwed on. A lot of them aren't. They're fitted in different ways or welded or whatever. So they cause a bit of pain getting them off. But we're getting them off so they can be re-chromed. The pistons can be re-chromed, and I'll be marking these for each one so that they know which one's got to go onto which one. Now swinging over here, where are we? I suppose I might just lower this down. Just bear with me here. So that down. Yeah, so what we have here is a viewer appreciation. And that viewer, I'll put it here, that viewer appreciation is from a lad in Tasmania, and he was kind enough to send me these items in a box. And the other item we've got is a new product from Nitto. So under here we've got the viewer appreciation, and it's all get them along here. It's all thread taps, and there's also a couple of drills here. So the thread taps are well, this is 5/16 UNF, bottoming, taper, and bottoming, and they are all of these taps are Australian made and in pristine condition. Majority of them have never seen any work. So there's the UNF. We got UNS here, UNS ones. This one is a 3/16. Yeah, so that's a 3/16 one. Then we've got some metric ones over here. Once again, they're Sutton made. They're all Australian brand, and they haven't struck a blow in anger. They'll come in very useful. Over here we've got some BSF, and they are very useful. I get items coming all the time with with the British standard fines, so they'll certainly add to my collection of taps that I use. And then these ones here are Whitworth. They see less of action. There's still some people working on them, especially those that are building trains and that. They're still wrapped up in their original wrapping paper, so they're all ready to go. And I may give those to the Machinery Preservation Society or one of the local hobbyists, because I've got down below. I've got a lot of Whitworth. I get very little call for it, although I had a left-hand Whitworth I had to have made up not long ago. And then here in this box is there's two number one Morse taper drill bits. These are great. This one here is it's also Sutton, Australia. This is a 3/16. I think the other one's also 3/16, and that complements a whole series of these drills that I have. Yeah, they're both 3/16, so it's 5.2 millimetre. I have tenths of a millimetre from 4 up to 12 of these, and I use them occasionally for quick changing over in the mills and the drill, the lathe. The next item is from the state manager of Nitto Kohki, and this item here. It's for a rotor brooch, so it'll fit almost any. This is made by Ozbroach in Australia, which is actually owned by Nitto. Nitto is worldwide. I think they might be sold as Kohki something in Japan, in America, and that's a beautiful thing. And I saw that in action at the oil and gas convention, and that's where I met the state manager, and he was kind enough to come by unsolicited and present me with this. And I'll be doing a dust off with this on the mills, the lathe, and in my mag drills as well. So that's that other item. And then the third thing is, I'll just bring that up a bit so, bring that up a bit there. The third thing is, for many years ago, my son made my logo, which is a rack and pinion, something that's always been one of my favourites from childhood, and that's been my Gemtrek logo, but it wasn't a very high quality. And I spoke to Keith Fenner, or I wrote to Keith and asked him to help me out, and he put me on to Quinn Barry in Ontario in Canada, and so here's that logo that Quinn made, which was the same logo, but he enhanced it quite a lot. So here we have it. So I thank Keith and I thank Quinn for the work that he's done, and Quinn will be doing more work for me in the future. So there's my new enhanced logo, and this logo, when we first made it, I made it with the colours of my favourite football team, Australian rules football team. Something I've been following them since I was 6 years old, so that's always been a favourite of mine. So yeah, well that's about it. I'll be catching up with you later with another a follow up to this movie. We might be able to capture a period when I actually remove that that end of that piston. Everybody have a great weekend.